Renzo Gang. How y'all doing? Now this one is another Wrestlelamia joint. Terrible news for Liv Morgan. As you can see, Liv Morgan she was injured in a match. Also, sad heartbreaking Kyrie Sane. She's been receiving a lot of hate because of that. And you guys you guys have to realize they're putting their bodies on the line to entertain us. Accidents will happen. WWE or any type of wrestling, you're bound to get hurt. Freak accidents happen. For those that watch Monday Night Raw, you guys are probably, wondering like why did Kyrie Sane do what she did? Her job at the end of the day, is to keep the crowd entertained at the end of the day. The show must go on. But you know what? Enough talking. Let's dive on into this. And I'll rant a little bit about it.
What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a wrestler involved in a real altercation, terrible news for Liv Morgan, Kyrie Sane heartbroken over injury, is TKO really selling WWE? Is a shocking WWE return on the horizon? Vince McMahon is coming back to wrestling, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell
Lord,
for
I
daily
hope
wrestling
not.
videos,
Stay where
and
you
follow
at,
us on
please.
Facebook for exclusive
You did
lists.
enough.
Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. And now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story.
Mm.
Our first story looks at a wrestler involved in an altercation. Now, our top story today takes a look at reports relating to an altercation between MJF and a fan following AEW Grand Slam last night. During AEW Grand Slam, MJF would rip Mystico's mask off and proceed to wear it in the
Oh, come on, man. I didn't even watch AW yet. Don't spoil. Oh, Lord. Y'all just spoiled it
ultimate
for me.
act of disrespect. One fan was deeply offended by MJF's actions, and according to Fightful Select, one fan legitimately went after MJF in the hotel after the show. It's still real to some.
Wow.
MJF got a good amount of heat from his angle at AEW Grand Slam Mexico. Sources in AEW claim that the fan went after MJF at the hotel after the show. MJF was said to be okay and laughed the situation off and was proud of it. We broke the news on our AEW Dynamite post show. We've not heard of any other incidents, but AEW is very happy with how the show turned out.
Okay, fans, y'all have got to separate the storylines from real life. Yes, this stuff is entertaining, and yes, what they do, they're characters, but at the same time, they're humans like us. So for y'all to be going after a superstar because he's a heel or a face and y'all don't agree with certain stuff, y'all crossing the line. Even though MJF doesn't care, but still, like y'all are crossing the line. Y'all have got to separate that. Y'all have got to stop doing that. Just like when you see superstars, at an airport or at their hotel, like they want to enjoy themselves. Yes, they are on the road, putting on the show for you guys, but at the same time, y'all have got to respect their boundaries. Seriously, y'all have got to respect their boundaries. Y'all are crossing the line. Seriously, y'all have got to stop. Just like, for example, with the whole build up to WrestleMania 40 when The Rock with the final boss character. You guys are so upset that y'all threatened his daughter. She had nothing to do with that. Like, y'all have got to stop. Seriously, fans, like, y'all are getting out of hand. I'm a huge fan, but I don't take that stuff to heart like that. I don't. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Yes, I love wrestling. But y'all have got to stop doing that. Seriously. Like, that's not okay. Like, at all. That's not okay. Y'all have got to stop doing that. Seriously. From a fan to other fans, y'all have got to stop doing that. How would you feel if that was you or your family member getting harassed like that? You wouldn't like it now, would you? Y'all have got to chill out with that. Like, seriously. Stuff like that really irritates me. Like, y'all have got to stop. At the end of the day, they are human beings. They don't have to do that. Like, that's their job. Yes, it is. But at the end of the day, separate business from personal. Seriously, people, y'all have got to chill out with that. Y'all doing too much.
Wrestlers being confronted like this in the modern era is virtually unprecedented. It'll be interesting to see if AEW release any official statement on the incident or even work it into an angle. Next up, terrible news for Liv Morgan. Now,
Oh man.
unfortunately, Liv Morgan's injury will require surgery. According to PW
Woo!
Insider, this is the worst case scenario, and this will mean that Morgan will miss a substantial amount of time away from WWE programming. Liv
Pretty much the
Morgan's
rest of
separated shoulder
2025.
will require surgery, PWInsider.com has learned from multiple
Ooh.
WWE sources. This is pretty much the worst case scenario from the freak injury this
And that was
past
a
Monday,
nasty
as it means
fall.
she will be out a lengthy amount of time. Morgan was slated to appear at Fanatics Fest this weekend in New York City. Body Slam is also reporting something similar, with them
Good
adding that
God.
Morgan could be out of action for around 6 months. It's already been reported that WWE have been forced to rip up the planned Evolution card, and if Morgan is indeed on the shelf for 6 months, WWE are going to need to deliver a significant reset of the women's division, particularly on the Raw brand. Naturally, due to the 6-month span, fans on social media are already fantasy booking the idea of Morgan returning at the Royal Rumble, and if this is indeed on
I can see
WWE's agenda, then she is without a doubt going to be a firm favourite to win the match. But what was really
Yep.
supposed to happen on Raw?
Or if she don't return at the Rumble, she could also return at the Elimination Chamber. Who knows? She could return early. You never know. Like everyone's body is different, so she could probably be finished up before the 6 months. She probably could return before Royal Rumble, maybe Survivor Series, because I hear that they're not going to do a War Games this time. I'm kind of a little upset about that, but that's later, right? It's the summertime now, so I ain't thinking about the winter PLEs right now. So we'll see.
Well, now we know more information related to a Raw segment that was cancelled due to Liv Morgan's injury. According to the Wrestling Observer Radio, the original plans were to
Man,
see Nikki Bella deliver a run-in during the Morgan vs. Kairi Sane matchup. Nikki Bella was there and she was going to do a run-in in the Liv Morgan Kairi Sane match to help set up, this next part of the angle. But they decided for whatever reason, I guess because everything was a panic at that point, and they probably didn't, put her out on a promo because it's like, well, if she's okay, which what do you say? So that's why she was not on the show. Even though she'd been advertised all week, she was there. Due to Morgan's injury, the
I
planned feud between
guess
Morgan and Bella has been
get her
immediately
payback from
scrapped.
last week.
It was rumored that Brie Bella would return to team with Nikki, but now with Morgan being out of the picture, it's unclear what the creative plans are moving forward.
Yeah.
Fans are now questioning what WWE's plans are for the women's tag titles, as Morgan will be forced to surrender the titles on behalf of the Judgment Day, but it's entirely possible that Roxanne Perez takes her place in the faction and becomes tag team champion by default.
I
Do you
don't
think
like
this will be a
that.
good plan, or should the
I
WWE just
don't.
vacate the titles and have,
Just
you know
vacate
what
the
Triple
titles,
H loves,
please.
tournaments? Next up, Kairi Sane heartbroken over injury. Due to a
Here's another thing that I've been seeing all over social media that I'm sick of seeing. Y'all, that was not Kyrie Sane's fault. Liv Morgan got injured. That was not her fault. Why are y'all putting all that pressure on that girl and doing that to her like that? She's already sad enough. Like seriously, people. Like, and then y'all blaming her for when Zoe Stark got injured and she was in a match with Kyrie Sane. Like, stop blaming Kyrie Sane. This stuff happens. It's wrestling. You're going to suffer some type of injury some kind of way. Like y'all got to stop blaming Kyrie Sane. Like that girl, who knows what her mental is right now. Like y'all need to chill out. Seriously, fans, y'all got to chill out. Seriously,
portion of fans directing a
y'all
ton
doing
of
too
hate
much
towards
this week.
Kairi Sane for Liv
Seriously.
Morgan's injury, Sane has been forced to take to X to issue an official statement. In the statement, she states that the injury to Morgan breaks her heart. One of the most painful things for me is when a match is decided not by wrestling, but because of an injury. I always step into the ring with the deepest respect for my opponent, and I train hard every day to give the audience something they can truly enjoy. Even if it was never intentional, knowing that someone was hurt in a match with me is something I care deeply. It breaks my heart. I hope with all my heart for a full and speedy recovery. I will continue to give my all, hoping to bring excitement, not pain, to the ring. Now hopefully this puts an end to all the hate that is being directed towards Sane. The injury
Seriously,
to
y'all
Morgan
gotta stop,
evidently
man.
wasn't her fault, and the fans need to remember that this is pro wrestling, and freak accidents like this occur all the time.
They
And more often than
happen.
not, it's not either wrestler's fault, it's just the nature of the profession. Next up, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch make amends. Now, the relationship between Charlotte Flair
We
and
already
Becky Lynch has
know
been a
this.
complex story. Now, one time, the two former best friends weren't on speaking terms. Now, thankfully, that looks to have changed, as according to Flair during a podcast appearance on Games with Names, The two are now on good terms with each other, and Flair would love to work with Lynch again in some capacity. We're cordial. No,
War
we're good.
Games,
I
we
still
already
think
seen
there's some
that.
story left there, so I don't think that there's a nail in the coffin yet. The two women have had one of the most celebrated women's feuds of all time back in 2018, and whilst they're both active and full-time on the main roster, there hasn't been a better opportunity to deliver a follow-up to their iconic rivalry. Next up is a shocking WWE return on the horizon. Now, we've learned to say never when it comes to potential pro wrestling returns.
Gail
And if the
Kim?
latest report from Fightful Select is anything to go by, then Gail Kim will be returning to WWE in some capacity. According to Fightful's report, Kim was backstage at NXT TV this week. A very interesting
What?
name was around NXT this week. Fightful Select has learned
I
that
didn't know
wrestling
that.
legend Gail Kim was backstage at this week's NXT. We're told that this also isn't the first time she's been there of late. When we asked if she's officially with the company, WWE sources said that she isn't as of this moment. Gail Kim was fired by TNA Wrestling earlier this year, and it was expected to have immediate interest from companies and had people pushing for her in both
she was?
AEW and WWE. We've heard that WWE has been interested in bringing her on board since she became available. The company has kept her presence at shows very quiet. Kim's personal issues with WWE from her two previous runs are well documented, and Kim previously ruled out a WWE return. However, a lot of the names that Kim had an issue with during her prior runs are no longer running WWE, so it will be interesting to see if this will influence her to sign with the company. Kim is considered by many to be one of the greatest female stars of all time, and her work in the backstage
She
role
was
for
so
TNA in recent years has received unanimous
underutilized when she
praise.
was in WWE.
There's been a push from fans and fellow wrestlers to see more female representation in backstage roles, and Kim would certainly fit the bill. Next up, the real reason WWE changed a theme song. WWE fans weren't pleased with the company's call to change Jordan Grace's theme on NXT this week. In typical Death Rebel fashion, the new theme song is truly horrible, and according to Fightful Select, due to Grace owning the rights to a prior song, WWE wanted to change it and own the rights to her theme. The theme music that Jordan used...
Now my thing is her theme kind of it reminded me of somebody else's. I just can't think of who, but I was like, but you know how that goes.
in TNA and her early NXT run actually belongs
Death
to her,
Rebel.
and she retains the rights to. However, that among other things led to change. We're told that especially in recent months, WWE's been adamant again about owning theme songs that are used. Beyond that, a change was necessitated within due to the sirens at the start of it. With Bron Breakker's theme already having sirens, and the natural family connection to Scott Steiner, that was given the priority. Now, even Grace herself would address the backlash via X, and she would urge fans just to try vibe with the song, which of course drew even more attention to how atrocious the new theme song actually is. Additionally, Fightful would also comment on the possibility of mainstream acts such as Metro Boomin producing WWE themes, and they stated that WWE's insistence...
But to be real with you, let Metro produce some songs for WWE because right now he's actually wanting to produce Jacob Fatu's. I ain't gonna lie, I love Jacob Fatu's theme. Now I love his theme. Personally, in my opinion, when it comes to like the bloodline, my favorite themes in the bloodline are Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Roman Reigns. Those are my favorites in the bloodline right now.
on owning the tracks is a major hurdle. Metro Boomin has offered to do themes for WWE, as have some other mainstream acts, but has been more picky on owning the tracks in many cases. And unfortunately, there are no signs whatsoever that WWE have any interest in ditching Death Rebel, and it appears that producing strong, meaningful theme songs is the last thing on WWE's agenda in 2025. Next up, Bryan Danielson returns. Now it looks like Bryan Danielson may have changed his mind when it comes to his retirement. Last night, AEW taped Ring of Honor Global Wars, and Danielson made the save for Blue Panther. Danielson would even get physical during his appearance as he hit a trademark running knee. Now it's unknown if this means that he has agreed to more matches, or this is just a one-time only appearance. Next up, is TKO really selling WWE?
I think
There's been rampant speculation in recent weeks that TKO could be looking to sell WWE. These rumors were even referenced in a recent Yahoo article, but at this stage, there doesn't seem to be any validity to the rumors. According to the Wrestling Observer Radio, TKO aren't looking to sell WWE, and they've even started to operate both UFC and WWE from the same office. The stories of him, Vince McMahon, somehow buying WWE, and I even saw a line in a story about how TKO is looking to sell WWE, and it's like, aside from that being denied all day, TKO has just saved between $100 million and $150 million by essentially removing so many jobs and things like that because they could operate UFC and WWE with the same office staff. This could certainly put an end to the rumors of Vince McMahon potentially buying back the company, but it seems that Vince McMahon is still looking to be in wrestling in some capacity. Vince
God
McMahon seems
no.
to have been forever removed from WWE since resigning in January of 2024. Whilst there's still an ongoing
Stay
lawsuit
where
between
you at,
himself and Janelle
please.
Grant, Vince still wants to be involved in sports entertainment in some capacity. Recently, Vince McMahon tried to purchase Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and this was also confirmed by the president David Feldman. He's a great guy, his whole team is great, but the timing wasn't right for us. He's Vince McMahon. If I were him, I'd want creative control too. He was awesome, very complimentary, and he was very serious to do business. However, the deal fell through. But it seems that many still believe that Vince McMahon will be involved in wrestling again sooner rather than later. On Justin Barrasa's Undisputed
I hope
podcast,
not,
Barrasa mentioned
man.
speaking with several executives in combat sports and pro wrestling, the belief is that McMahon will ultimately find himself involved again in professional wrestling. Vince's new company, 14th and I, is being heavily involved with sports, media, and entertainment. However, could Vince McMahon once again see himself in the pro wrestling business? Would you want Vince McMahon coming back into wrestling? And finally,
No.
prayers for Will Ospreay. Our final story today shares some sad
What?
personal news related to Will Ospreay. Unfortunately, Ospreay revealed via X that his granddad had passed away, and he found out just as he landed in Mexico for AEW Grand Slam. Personal note, I landed in Mexico this morning at 3 a.m. Once landed, I had a phone call from my mum telling me my granddad had passed this morning. Extremely close to my granddad, he was a bloody hero to me. Your love and support eased my pain. Thank you so much. Ospreay still managed to compete on AEW TV last night, which must have been extremely difficult. We're offering our condolences to Ospreay and his family during this
Condolences
difficult
to you,
time.
Will Ospreay.
But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave a
I did not know that. Obviously, I didn't watch AEW Grand, AEW. I didn't watch it. And Vince needs to stay where he's at. Nobody wants you back. Stay where you at, please. For the love of God, stay where you at. Def Rebels, some of their things I don't like that they're producing. Let Metro Boomin produce, certain superstars. Like now I hear that they're gonna change Seth Rollins' theme. I don't know how to feel about that yet. I don't know how to feel about that. To make it more of a heel theme, I get it, but and like I said, with the whole Kyrie Sane, Liv Morgan thing, like people, that wasn't Kyrie Sane's fault, so y'all can stop the hate. Please stop it. Liv Morgan, 6 months. I wish you a speedy recovery, Liv Morgan, because I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. Liv Morgan is fine. Oh, and also, I think depending on how well she does with her recovery, she could return at the Rumble or before the Rumble. Or if WWE wants to do something different, they can make her return after. And I don't like the fact that WWE had Hikuleo debut last Friday on SmackDown on a dark match. Why would y'all do that? And I'm pretty sure he's going to appear tonight. Well, no, not tonight. Tomorrow. This is Thursday, so when you see this, it'll be Friday. So when he appears on SmackDown, he's going to attack Jacob Fatu because Sol Sikoa and JC Mateo, aka Jeff Cobb, they're going to be at SmackDown and they're going to confront Jacob Fatu. And I'm thinking that's when Hikuleo's going to, come and attack Jacob Fatu. Because at the end of the day, Hikuleo, he's going with his brothers, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I don't know when they're, going to come back from their injury. I don't even know what type of injury Tama Tonga has. But I do know that both Tama Tonga's brothers are in WWE with him, so it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to tell you that. So with that being said, Renzo Gang, post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this reaction video, make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos, Renzo Gang. Yeah. I'm getting better with going fast with that. Make sure y'all support your boy. I really appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Thank you so much. I love y'all. I will see y'all next time. You feel me? You feel me?